Licious. And if you haven't heard of this before, that's okay, because by the time we're done with the program today, if you'll follow up on my blog page on the website and you'll come join me broadcasting live on Saturday, then you'll know everything that you need to know. So I have Janet and Johnny with us this morning. Hi again to both of you.
Hi.
And thanks for coming in to explain this, because I know that a lot of people have seen the e-cigarette in use, and they've seen, like we were talking about off the air just a few moments ago, when the e-cigarette first came along, it was rare and expensive. And now it seems like the price has come down and they're really showing up just about everywhere.
Yes, you can come into Licious and walk out with a state-of-the-art kit for $35.
Under 40 bucks. Did you hear that, for those thinking of giving a gift to a smoker? Especially a smoker who, it seems to me this would be important, a smoker who has said, I really do want to quit. You got to have, obviously, willpower. You've got to have determination. You've got to want to quit. That's got to be part of the equation. But let's talk about your specific instance, Janet, because you were a smoker for 30 years.
Right.
And you tried some of the more traditional routes to quit smoking. You said, well, Butrin was one way you went first, right?
Exactly, yes, and the patch.
And those are putting drugs and chemicals in your body, pardon me. And for some people, it works. But for some people, in your case, you had a bad reaction, didn't you?
I did. I had an adverse drug reaction. It literally put me in a wheelchair.
Wow.
And when that doctor prescribed that prescription for a wheelchair, I definitely was upset at
I
that
can
point.
imagine. That's a real blow. Now, I've also known several people that have tried Chantix. I don't know if you've ever tried that or not. One of the major side effects is extreme nausea. And I've known people that have tried it and had to get off because they just couldn't take it.
Right, and well, after my experience with Zyban, I wouldn't do anything.
You don't. I
else.
can understand you. Enough's enough of that. Looking for an alternative route, along comes the e. Everything is e nowadays, right? Electronic. But this electronic cigarette is just that. It's an e-cig. You actually plug it into a charger, and it charges up much like you charge your cell phone, right?
Right. Exactly.
And you've got car chargers. You can plug them into the USB port on your computer, so you can really charge in all the ways that we're used to charging small devices nowadays. Then what you do is you choose from a huge variety of Vaporlicious flavors, the e-liquid that goes inside. The e-liquid is based on propylene glycol and vegetable glycerin. Am I correct about that?
Yes.
I'm no chemist, so stop me if I'm wrong. But I do know enough to know that both of those are in everyday foods that we consume. We don't even think twice about. Propylene glycol, you'll find that in one of my favorite things in the world, cake frosting, cake batter, salad dressings, that kind of thing. So these are ordinary, run-of-the-mill, everyday food items that are in the e-liquid, right?
Correct.
Yep.
And then you choose from flavor. How many different flavors do you have?
Over 160.
160. That's amazing. And some of them mimic specific brands of tobacco, which I find
Right.
interesting too. For somebody who is a diehard, loyal, such and such fan, you can sort of imitate that flavor.
Yes, and when you come in for your first time and you're getting set up with the e-cig, you want to make sure that you check that flavor, because you want it to emulate the flavor that you're used to when smoking. Because
Okay.
if you don't, you're going to have a harder time. As well as, if you're a pack-a-day smoker, you want to make sure that you have some nicotine in there, so you don't have that edge.
Okay.
And you can wean then, but
That's a
first
good
start.
point. Some of the e-liquids contain nicotine, but different levels, so you can gradually back yourself down, which is the concept, really, of the patch also, right?
Yes, you wean yourself
Wean
off.
yourself off. Now, the interesting, because you said, or actually your husband was sort of telling me, that back when you were starting to quit smoking, you would go out with smoker friends who would be sitting there with their usual cigarette habit, and you'd have your e-cigarette. And where they would go through a pack a day, you'd go through, you'd mix this in with your regular cigarette smoking, and you'd only have a cigarette every few days.
Right.
After a while, that became really successful
Right.
for you.
And eventually I said, I looked at it and I said, I like the e-cigarette better. And I just don't smoke anymore.
Well, I can see why with the flavor choices too. Now, I have not tried this personally. If you don't mind, I'm going to when I come out on Saturday. I'd like to.
Sure.
Just experiment. And here's the thing, and by all means, please understand this is an adult product for adults over 18, right?
Right.
We are not in any way, shape, or form encouraging children to pick up anything that they put in their mouth that they smoke. Okay, let's not even go there. We're not saying that. We're talking about people who have already been smokers and want to do something different. Now, what I wanted to talk about, you mentioned about a pack a day a moment ago. We were doing the math a moment ago too. $6 a pack, is that a fair price nowadays for the name brands? Something like that?
Right around
Yeah,
that.
right around that.
Okay, I know the generics cost less than that, but let's even just go with $5 a pack a day. That's $150 a month. You and your spouse smoke. That's $300 a month. Wow. Let's go through the monthly expense for Vaporlicious. You said I can get into a starter pack for under $40, right?
Right.
So when I run out of the e-liquid, I have to come get more. What would a monthly expenditure be for the average person, would you say? Or can you?
Oh, sure. $5 for the liquid
Mhm.
will last you the week.
Okay.
You know, it's all depending on how much
Sure.
you do this.
Depending on your own usage, yeah.
And then there's an atomizer that burns out eventually. That
Okay.
should last a week, 2 weeks, depending again on how much you
Okay.
smoke or vape. And that should.
I like that vape. It's a verb. It's not smoke, it's vape. Go ahead.
So you're looking at around $8 a week
Mhm.
to maintain this.
$8 a week. $8 a week. Compare that to your current tobacco bill, and you'll see why this is a really great idea. For the smoker in your life, if you are a smoker, if you want to quit, if you know somebody who said that they want to quit, this could be the path. This could work for them. And for under $40, you can give it a try. I think it's worth throwing $40 out there to at least give it a shot at quitting the habit that we all know is so dangerous.
And that's one of the things that, you know, years back when the e-cig came out, they were usually $100.
That's
And
right.
that's a big investment to make when you're just trying to do something.
Right. And
trying
you got
to get
high
something.
hopes. I'm going to quit now, and you know, a week later, at $100 poorer, you find out, oh, it didn't work for me. You're right. That was riskier at one time, but this really has come down considerably. I like it. So let's get together, smokers and vape. On Saturday, I'm going to be broadcasting live about 11 o'clock. Come by, and I guess we're going to have some food, some holiday food. I guess Honey Baked Ham's going to be serving up some food, right?
Yes, they are.
That's awesome. So we will feed you and have some beverages for you as well, and some prizes, and I look very much forward to meeting you there. Now, Vaporlicious is in Port Charlotte. You're in the Periwinkle Plaza, is that right? Is that what that one's called?
Yeah, yes,
So it's just a little bit south of Midway on the southbound side of 41.
that's right.
Okay. And in case anybody wants to follow up this conversation with a phone call and ask you more questions right away, what's the phone number to call? Should I give this one out here?
Yes.
Okay. 875-9182. 941-875-9182. And your website is vaporliciousonline.com, just like it sounds.
Yes, and that is in progress yet.
So, a work in progress, like we all are, right? Thank you for coming in and trying to explain this a little bit better. I knew you could put the words to this in a way that I, as a non-smoker, could not do. And as a non-smoker who's concerned about family members who do smoke, I'm very interested in this. And I thank you so much for coming in today.
Thank you so much for
Thank
having
you.
us.
Look forward to seeing you more on Saturday. Look forward to seeing you too with Kicks Country 92.9.